Hey guys, it is story time once again. Gryphon with you here, your local old bird who's going to talk with you for a little while tonight, or today, or whenever it is in your time zone or your planet, wherever you're at. Could be anywhere because we got our hero Fluster here. He is the Space Circle, and he's been on several different planets. So, and right now he's just trying to avoid the Circle-seeking spiky balls of doom. Jesus. So, after last time we left off, we built a big ship, and we have gathered all the materials that we need to actually start a new base, and we can carry a lot more stuff now. So all we really need to do is pack up and go. Hey, there is one new thing. We built a battery over here because we just wanted to see how they worked, and just to have it there. So when all that energy's stored up, I can still do stuff at night. So that's a convenient thing. But anyway, so all we really need to do is pack up and go. And the first thing we're going to pack is our backpack. And we're going to pack it with resin because that's what we'll need first. Okay. Now, this. You get on there. And, come on, we're packing up here. Oh, go there. There we are. That's better. Now we need to do that with the other one. We've got 2 compounds. Do I hear a storm? Oh, thought I heard a storm there. That would be bad. We don't want to get trashed up. The storms on this planet are not pleasant at all. They throw rocks and stuff everywhere, so they're bad. Put that there. Now we've got our copper and our aluminum. We're gonna put those over here too. They are going to come with us. Go over there. Thank you. The game is a little bit twitchy sometimes, I will give it that. And the aluminum. Okay. So we got everything we need for a more than successful base. We will see what happens when we get to the planet that we're going to. Because I remember specifically seeing a tundra planet out there that we haven't landed on yet. So we're gonna go and we're gonna land on that, and we should have everything. By the way, I've got it figured out exactly what we need now. I think I've got enough experience now to know what the most important things are, because some places they don't even have the basic elements like compound and resin. So the first 3 things to set up, the best 3 things to set up first are a printer, a vehicle bay, and a trade station. And that's what we're gonna do. What is this? Radiator. We've been there. Now I don't know, we may have to go exotic. Oh, screw that planet. Okay. Now, maybe I'm hoping the Tundra one will come into range. I know that there is one because I've seen it before. I don't know how big it is. Wow, these planets float in a really irregular pattern. I think that's our original planet. Yeah, that's our original one. This must be the Tundra one over there. We may have to go... No, maybe not. We'll see. Let's see if this one comes into range. There it is, boom! And by the way, guys, I do believe that it looks to me like this is the last planet in the solar system. And if that's the fact, then once we set up a base and explore this planet a bit, it's gonna mean time to move on to a different game and a different hero. Let's just look here. I'm gonna make sure that there's no other planets around. Alright guys, it is official. This is the last planet in the solar system. So maybe 2, 3 more episodes of this game and we're gonna be moving on. So let's just find a good landing spot. Let's find one near the equator if we can. We get the most sunlight that way. Bonk. Please be flat and don't be complicated and mess around with me. Just land and be awesome, okay? Can you do that? Of course not. Holy shit. That is not a place to build a base. Okay, we're taking back off. We got lots of fuel. We're taking back off. We're not landing here, guys. That is terrible. Place got a lot of mountains. All right. Pick a different spot. Somewhere that's got a lot of daylight. How about here? How about there? Is that nice and flat and good for us? We shall see. Oh, that's much better. Much better, even though you're on the side of a hill there. That blue is not, that's not water, is it? Let's get out of the ship. All right, this isn't water. This is just purple. Okay, it's just purple. Well, this is the nicest, flattest land I've ever seen. It's awesome. Okay, we got to make sure that we plant this down. I don't know if Cirgles like cold weather or not. This is a tundra planet. For me, it would be like the worst planet ever because I hate the cold and I hate snow and I hate winter. Yep. All right. So we're gonna build out one. And then bonk. And we're gonna build out two over here. And then bonk, and we need to go back and we need to get one more. And then we will transport our stuff over here. So we won't have to mess with it anymore. Okay, so we've already got a little base going. We're set up. Man, I can't wait to see what's here. It's looking like there's a lot of exotics here. Okay, so we will put this over here. Okay. Bonk. There we go. Okay. We want a printer, which is copper. We want a vehicle bay, which is aluminum. And we want a trade platform, which is more aluminum. So we're gonna go over here. Fluster's gonna grab all the stuff. We're gonna bring it back over to our base. Or we can just put it down here and start making a nice little cozy space for ourselves. Camera, God. Yeah, put that there. What? Oh, I thought I saw some floating in the air. I'm like, are there boogans here? Are there monsters that we have to avoid? Okay. Over here we go. Can't wait to build ourselves a nice crane with a drill on it, a vehicle, and go around drilling and find out what we have around here. It looks all interesting to me. Looks like we might actually be able to build even more things than this with the stuff that we just brought. Okay, that goes over there. Great. We're doing it. We're doing good. Wait. I thought I heard a storm. Thought I heard one. Okay, off we go, Mr. Copper. Today is going to be one of those days where it's not so much a story, but more of something that I want to comment on, bring attention to. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a controversial subject. Not because of, well, actually, yeah, it's just flat out going to be a controversial subject. But I don't care because I think it needs to be addressed a lot. All right, let's do our stuff. Oh, I put the aluminum on the cup. And that is this form of thought that I've been seeing lately that I believe is dangerous and rather sad. It's something that I don't think is healthy, and it needs to be addressed. And that is this idea that you can't disagree with things. You can't disagree with someone without hating them. And I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you an example from my personal life, okay? This is going to be the controversial part, I'm sure. So, people have heard me talk about my feelings on, you know, transgenders and transgenderism. And so I'm just going to put this out there right now. I don't agree with transgender ideology. I don't agree with it. I don't think that, you know, I don't believe that there are 4,800 genders. I don't believe that a person's, you know, opinion, what a person's gender is what they think it is just because they think it's that way. I don't think that belief plays any part in gender because I'm a science guy. I go with what the science says, and the science says if you have XY chromosome, you're a male, and if you have two X's, then you're a female, and that's the way it goes. There's no amount of surgery, there's no amount of dresses you can wear, there's no amount of anything that you can do that's going to change your genetics. That's just not going to happen. And so, you know, you've got transgenders and they're running around and they're, you know, I think it's silly. I think it's silly. You know, people injecting themselves with hormones and putting on dresses and running around and squeaking their voices, that's silly to me. And that's just my thoughts on it. There's no way to change your genes, and it's not your opinion that makes your that makes your gender. It's not, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with your genetics. Your opinion doesn't, it's not a thing. There's you know, and also on top of that, I happen to believe that gender is about as much a part of your identity as, you know, the condiments you want on your hot dog. It really has, it has nothing, it has zero to do with who you are as a person. It says nothing about you at all. It's just not important. Now, oh yeah, I know what I need to do. Hang on. Now stick with me through this. I know what you guys are, well, some of you guys are probably thinking right now, but stick with me through this. I promise I will deliver. I promise I'm gonna go in a direction that's going to make this make all sense and not just sound like I'm bashing on transgenders, because I'm not. I just do not agree at all with transgender ideology. I don't think it's real, and it's, you know, I know they teach, you know, there's a gender spectrum. No, there's not. There's not a gender spectrum. That's not science. That's not medicine. That is some crap that people made up. Even transgenders will admit that gender is a social construct. Wait, yeah, okay. Which basically means that we made it up. It's not real. So, you know, the gender spectrum that you know, think is there, it's not there. It's made up. It's invented. You know, the real, what gender is scientific. It's medical. It has to do with your genes, and it has, and nothing else. And I mean, I know that some people out there don't want to be the sex that they are, but this is a big middle finger from nature saying, tough titty, you got to deal with it. You know, you're a guy, but you want to be a girl, or you believe you're a girl. Sorry, it's just the way it goes. You're still a guy. So that's out there. Laying that out there. I'm gonna get in here while this stuff charges up. Hang on. Okay, everything's charged. Here we go. Let's just start making stuff. Yeah, let's do that. How many aluminums do I need for this? Oh, 4 of them. Each. Kind of expensive. Wait, that's copper. What am I doing? Now, I have been called every name in the book. Every virtue signaling name in the book. Racist, misogynist, homophobic, blah blah blah, Nazi, America. And but the one that has lost me, actually a few friends, and this is why this one bothers me, has been because they're like, well, you're transphobic. And I always want to know. I sit down, I want to talk with them about it. So, okay, why would you say I'm transphobic? Well, because you don't agree with the ideology. You don't think there are 4,800 genders, and you don't think that there's, any correlation between how people feel and their gender. You don't think their feelings have anything to do with their gender. And therefore, you're transphobic. And this is the part where the subject of this video is not, my feelings on transgenders or transgenderism. It's this particular thought, this pattern of thought here, that because I disagree, because I think that transgenderism is silly, and I do, I think it's silly, because I think that I must hate transgenders. I must think that they do not deserve rights. I must think that that they're not on an equal level in humanity to me or others. And that, I want to know where that came from, because that is a sad state that we're in, if that's what we're talking about now. How do I need more power, and I can't, I gotta, the sun is over there. Can you do something about that, mister? Okay. Good, I'm gonna have to, I'll have to put up another solar panel at some point. An actual decent one. Can I do it now? But, no, I need lithium for that. Anyway, I've lost friends over this, because you have this criteria that you see them looking for. It's like, okay, automatically they want to know why, what reason that they can have to hate you. And they'll look for it. They look for every little bitty thing. It's like, oh, you don't agree with transgenders. You don't think that, okay, you don't actually believe that when a person says she's a female just because she said she was a female. You don't believe that. You're transphobic. And I've had a few friends now, exactly 3, that are really, really, I loved them. They were my friends. I thought they were, I thought they were good people. And they used that and went, oh, well, you're transphobic. Now, this is the part that I want. That's what this episode is about. It's about, where did that idea come from? That you cannot possibly disagree with someone without hating them. Where did that come from? Because I think that's at the root of the issue now. Everybody's looking for these little signs and signals that someone is racist or homophobic or transphobic or whatever, and they're using these little signals, and those signals amount to disagreement. I disagree. I mean, look at it this way. I don't believe in Allah. I don't believe in him. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in Allah. Does that mean I'm Islamophobic now? Does that mean I can't have Muslim friends? Does that mean that I don't believe that Muslims should have the same rights and respect as everybody else in the world? Does that mean that I can't get along with a Muslim? I can't go out and drink with them and have a good time? Is that what that means? Because that's what they're telling me that means. And it doesn't make sense. Now, I spend a lot of time, and I talk a lot with a lot of trans folks. I have a lot of trans friends. And I know, and I don't, by the way, this whole idea of like, oh, I have black friends, that old chestnut, yeah, what about it? Because if you have black friends, that kind of means that you can't really hate black people, otherwise you're choosing to spend time around people you hate. What the fuck? Yeah, that does mean something. And I have, I spend a lot of time around them, and generally I don't even really think about it. But they know that I think that transgenderism is nutty. They know I think that. They know that. But you know what? I do a lot of things that they think are nutty. And we don't hate each other because of it. We're friends because we don't believe that we have to agree on every single thing in our lives and about our opinions to love each other and to be friends. We don't have that thought. God, no power. There's still no power. This is, oh wait, I brought an extra, hang on. I brought an oh wait, I just used it, didn't I? I may need to make another one. I gotta make another solar panel. Yeah. No, not tethers. Yeah, there we go. Bonk. So I gotta put it on the, truck, the vehicle, the rover, whatever you want to call it. There we go. I mean, okay, I know a guy, and this is a fact. I know a dude who every weekend when he's off work, he goes to his he goes to the gas station, he fills up his tank, his car gas tank up with completely fuel, and then he drives. And he drives until that fuel is gone. He just drives until, because he doesn't even go anywhere. He just drives around because he likes driving his car, and then once the fuel is used up, he comes home. I think that's silly. I think that's nutty. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. That's my personal opinion. Does that mean I have to hate him? Does that mean I judge him for that? Of course not. Sure, I think transgenderism is nutty. I don't believe in the ideology. Does that mean that I don't believe that they should have the same rights and respect as everyone else? Of course I believe they should have the same rights and respect. Of course I believe they should have a right to have whatever surgeries they want. It's their body. It's not hurting anybody. I don't hate transgenders just because I disagree with them. But there's this prevailing, well, I wouldn't say prevailing, it's actually in the minority, but it is there amongst younger people, this idea that because I do not agree 100% with, the transgender ideology, then I must hate them. I must want them lined up and moved into a goddamn concentration camp and gotten rid of. They must be separated. They must not have rights. They must... Where did that come from? That's dangerous thinking. And it's very sad thinking because, let me tell you, the kind of people who are going to believe that because you disagree with someone, you hate them, those are people who actually hate people they disagree with. That is what's frightening. Because if you're a person who hates people you disagree with, you're going to assume everyone does that. You're going to assume that because I don't... Oh boy, is there a storm? I think there's a storm. You're going to assume that because... Oh, that's a biggin'. That because I don't agree with transgenders and I don't, believe in their ideology, that I hate them. And that's to me sad, because what we're essentially talking about here are people who are such delicate, fragile, dainty snowflakes that if someone doesn't agree 100% with everything they believe, then they hate them, and that person hates them back. I think that's really at the root cause of all this lately, and it saddens me, because there was a time, and I know a lot of you guys out there that you don't know this. You guys know this. You're like, well, duh. You're preaching duh to me. That you can disagree with someone and not hate them. You can disagree with someone and still be their friend. Nobody's ever going to agree on everything all the time. Nobody's going to do that. And I don't. Of course transgenders deserve every right that everyone has. They deserve respect. They're human beings. And they deserve, I mean, I will fight for that. I don't agree with their ideology, but if anybody ever took away transgender rights, I would be right. I'd be standing in front of the fucking militia. I'd be ready to defend that. Because that's not a reason, because you disagree with someone, that's not a reason to think, well, they don't have any rights or they should be taken away. And I just think it's really sad, and I think I need to call attention to the fact that there are people out there who honestly do believe that if you disagree with someone, you must hate them. You can't be friends with them. You can't support them. You have to be friends. And by the way, not you have to be friends, you have to be enemies. By the way, for any of you trans folk out there that I know, that I'm friends with, that watch the channel, do not worry. It doesn't matter how much, and this is ironic that I have to say this, it doesn't matter how much they tell me that I have to hate you because I disagree. That ain't my bag. I'm not gonna do that, ever. Ever, ever, ever. I will never hate you just because I disagree with your position in life. I will not do that. So don't worry about that. I'm looking at Mal here. I'm looking at a few other people that I know specifically that are probably gonna watch this and go, well, you know, is he gonna hate me? He's gonna start hating me because people say he should? No, I'm not. I don't play that game. I'm flattered that people, that the younger audience, these people that are into this extremist game with hatred, and you must hate people because you don't disagree, and now we're gonna punch you, or wait, we're gonna punch you back. I'm flattered that all those young people think I have the energy for this bullshit. I don't. I'm an old man. I don't have the energy for this crap anymore. I don't. I didn't want a crane on here. I want a crane. There we go. What do I need for a crane? 4 copper. Oh, let's do that shit. There it is. And I'm seeing a lot of minerals out there that we can get. All right. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go and we're going to explore this planet, dig up some minerals. It looks like there's probably a lot of good trade here, and then we can build up the rest of our base. We can put in all kinds of crap. We can put a fuel condenser and all kinds of shit here. If we trade some stuff, and we got a basic base. Looks good. Fluster, dude, you are the man. I am so proud of you. Well, you're the circle. Yeah, you're the circle. I hope this episode hasn't brought anyone down. I want to question a certain social thought that's going on right now, that's, you know, seeming to circulate, and that is that if you disagree, you must hate. I want to bring your attention to that, because there may be times where you yourself have assumed this, or you yourself have experienced this, and I think this is one of the key problems right now. If you show these signs, if you disagree with blah blah blah, that means that you hate. And it doesn't. It doesn't at all. I don't, like I've said, there are 4 people I hate in this world, and I think 3 of them are dead. I don't hate anybody. I don't even hate my haters. So, guys, that's what I'm gonna leave you with for now. I will have a more positive story next time. It will be a story. and of something that I went through. Well, yeah, I don't know if it'll be positive, but I might get a laugh or two out of you while we're going around and digging up stuff and exploring this planet. So just keep what I've said in mind. That's all I'm asking, is just keep it in mind. And when you encounter that kind of thought, maybe challenge it. Maybe challenge it in your own mind. If you think you're doing it, challenge it in other people. Why do you think that I hate someone just because I disagree with them? I mean, for serious, if I'm talking to a Jew and he says, I love the weather today and it's raining and cold, I say, well, I hate it. Am I anti-Semitic? Really? I mean, is that the way it works? Challenge that idea. Challenge it openly and publicly, because it needs to be challenged. Guys, you who are watching me right now, you've probably watched me for a long time, and you probably know me pretty well. And the fact is, guys, I don't hate anybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody, inherently. Actually, I think I'm probably a worthless piece of shit while other people are good people. I don't think that people should be shoved away into camps. I don't believe that people should have fewer rights or fewer respect than anyone else. Nobody. Not gender or gender ideology or race or anything. I think that what makes a person is what that person makes of themselves. It's what they've done. It's who they are, what they do. And your race, your gender, it's not who you are. It's not who you are, and it's not you. What you are is the things that you do. It's the things that you accomplish in your life. It's what you do in this world to make it a better place. That is who you are. Guys, gonna take off for now. We've got a small little base here, and we got a nice vehicle. And next time, we're going to scoot, and we're going to see what we can't dig up and trade for better shit. So I'm seeing a lot of weird, like, formations out there. This should be an interesting planet. So, guys, thank you so much for spending the time with me today. I know it wasn't a happy or easy subject today, but I felt it was something that needed to be brought up. So, until next time, guys, take care.